Oof, it's looking like that time of the month again. Ooh, god dang. So a little habit I picked up ever since quarantine started back in March was being able to cut my own hair. And honestly, I absolutely love it. It's so much better than going to a barber. Plus, it saves you so much money. Like, I know men's haircuts on average, I think, are around like $10-15. Plus, it's just a nice thing to kind of just teach yourself how to do. And every time I've cut my hair, it's always turned out really good, in my opinion, just how I would get it at a barber shop. And now I want to share my tips with you guys on learning how to cut your own hair. So the clippers I've been using are the Wahl Lithium Pro clippers, which I picked up at Target for 60 bucks, which I thought was a great deal. It comes with 2 clippers, every guard size imaginable, and an instruction packet to ensure you give yourself the best haircut possible. Now the first thing you should always do before you start cutting is dampen your hair. You want to make sure you get both the sides of your head, the back, and the top, and then dry it off with a towel to the point where it's not dripping wet, but damp enough so you don't pull any hairs out of your head when you start cutting. Once your hair is ready to be cut, the next thing you'll do is comb as much hair off both of your sides as possible. So for my haircuts, I usually get one side parted at the top and the other side is blended. So now I'll explain how I cut both sides. Whenever I cut my parted side, I only use the number 2 guard. So I start out at the very top of where my sideburn is and go all the way up and fade out. You don't want to go all the way up and over because you'll basically take hair off the top of your head. So remember to go up and out. It's almost like doing a flicking motion. And when I do my blended side, it's a little bit different. Instead of only using the number 2 guard, I also use the number 3 guard. So if you have a blended style in your hair, pay close attention. I do the exact same thing like I did on my parted side. I start at the top of where my sideburn is and go all the way up and fade out. But then after that, I put on the number 2 guard and do the exact same thing, except this time I only go 3/4 of the way up to where the top of my head is instead of going all the way up, which gives me the blend that I want in my hair. Real quick, I'm currently around halfway done editing this video and I realized I didn't film myself cutting the back of my head, so I'm gonna explain that really quick. So what you'll do is you'll grab a small handheld mirror and hold it facing towards the mirror that you're currently using and then go off of what you see. And just like the sides, go all the way up to the top and fade out. This part is a little bit tricky if it's your first time, so if you're not comfortable doing it, have someone else do it instead. And now it's time to move on to the more intimidating part, which is cutting the top. So what you'll do is use your fingers or a comb to grab a section of your hair and decide how much you want to take off. I personally like using my fingers more just because I feel very uncoordinated if I'm using a comb for some odd reason. Plus I feel more comfortable cutting exactly how much I want to take off, but that's just me. All you have to do for this part is move section by section across your entire head, starting from the front, going all the way into the back. I think the most important thing to remember is to be confident doing it. I know it can be scary or nerve-wracking cutting your own hair, especially if it's your first time, but as long as you feel confident with your abilities, you will have absolutely nothing to worry about. Now that we're done with the sides and top, let's clean up our edges and neckline a little bit. Grab your smaller trimmer and start by smoothing out your sideburns and the edges of the side of your head. Make sure the trimmer is flat and not crooked so it doesn't make anything uneven. Once you complete one side, do the exact same thing on the other. And after that, you'll move to the back of your ears and then go down to the bottom of where your neckline starts. Once you get to your neckline, grab a small handheld mirror again and use that as a guide to do your neckline. This part is also really tricky, so get some help if you think you'll need it. And now we are all done. Congratulations, you've just completed cutting your own hair. So that's it for this tutorial. Haircut is complete, and I think overall it turned out very well. And as you can see, a lot of freaking hair. So that's gonna suck to clean up, but it's all good. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps anybody that wants to know how to cut their own hair, especially if something like this were to ever happen again and barbershops close down. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys real soon for the next video. Stay tuned. Peace out.